second video, my promise was broken because yesterday, as many times, I haven't had a time to progress with my browser MCP, but this video is about debugging with Claude and simply straightforward. I'm doing everything with that motherfucker, with that sucker, as I heard it by the words, as a description for that shit. Claude is G. I don't care if it will be Gemini in future or if it will be GPT. I hate him. I don't like that model at all. But so I strongly prefer Claude, and to be honest, guys, this machine, this LLM, which is for sure more than just a stochastic parrot, he's crazy, because I will show you and I will draw a absolutely simplistic diagram for my case, what I'm doing with that tool, Excalibur. Yeah, here you go. And here, as I'm always using him, and this is happening for us all the time. Here we got the production, here we got the development, two different servers, two different environments, sometimes, all the time, different versions, blah blah blah. And here is my computer, and I have a special folder in my home called Claude. And I always tell him, here you got production, here you got a development version, you got SSH access to both. This behaves like shit, this behaves like this behaves properly, or vice versa, or whatever. And because I've listened carefully what Anthropic says and what their dev says, and it's very simple. First rule: tell him the problem, describe it, and be honest. Give him tools and let him think. Don't give him, in my experience, don't give him directions. He will find his own. Because sometimes, or many times in my 20 years in business IT, we as humans are looking here actually into 3 files of shitty fucking JavaScript. In our case, Backbone, Bulbo.js, Backbone.js, very old stuff, which has problems everywhere, and it's for debugging, it's nightmarish hell. And we are looking in here, and the problem is right there. And he don't care because he doesn't have blind vision with some ideas and whatever. He just follows the procedure, and file by file, as the experienced Unix developer, because he works in text purely, which is the old school 55-year old way of doing computer stuff. Forget about Windows. Just grab Mac. Oh, what I said. Don't grab that shit. Just grab regular gaming PC, install Linux, and you are fine, because then you will start Claude and you are you are in heaven as me. And this is just simple example. Tracing, debugging, up to the S-trace, which I was really surprised. Him doing S-traces. This I love watching him. I love watching his procedure and his chain of thought, of chain of actions, because here, for example, I know that I even can probably read this regular expression, But I immediately imagine how long will it take me to just write this stuff when I want to parse this timestamps or times, not timestamps, times from this file. As humans, for us, this expression, because we are not used to it, takes uh, for psychopaths who are 30 plus years in IT and have ADHD, autism, and stuff like that. It probably can take uh, half a minute. For regular programmers, it can take many minutes and of testing and debugging this only this regular expression. And for him, it's fun, or it's a tool for doing so. So here you can see that he's parsing the S trace, so on and so forth. He found that the problem was in a database query. Because he found out that network connection from this S trace was taking 10 seconds, and we were continuing because the individual queries were only 1 second long, and I thought that it were 10 seconds for one query, but there were multiple of them. You can see the 50 left joins, blah blah blah, whatever. And this tool can debug, in my experience, anything. In last 3 months or 2 months, from I don't know when Claude 4.1 or even Claude 4, from the Claude 4.1, I've never seen a uh, scenario where he didn't debug it. For our junior devs, it comes true. I don't know, but I'm still repeating this simple procedure for them because there's nothing magic about it. Just describe him in detail the situation, give him environment, for our case SSH, to both servers, SSH. Oh, sorry, SSH, and let him work. Maybe sometimes steer him if he's. I'm watching him like fishes in fish tank, because it's fun. And you can have two. I came by trial and error that you at max can have two of them working. One on a simple debug, which is straightforward, and I always just instruct him to not touch the code at all, to always place debug scripts into different folder. Just simple. Take it easy, and after he debugs that, he can massively write code and do stuff. And if when there is a deeper problem, I can instruct him even to put everything into Git, and even to dig into the libraries, because sometimes the bug can lie much more deeper in the lower layers, in in libraries, in operating system, in CPU, and wherever. Yeah. And but in our case it was simple. In this case, in previous case, I was debugging with team several hours yesterday, and the other case was a crazy combination of JavaScript and that is it's the worst case when probably when you have a React app and he's really experienced with React. Look, we can, and this is another little hint. We can ask him not continue, go away. Hi, man. Where's my cool? I can't see my cool status. Ah, here it is. It takes ages. Which front end always asking me, he knows. This is really great. And React, yeah, and take it for new projects, for old projects. You can be fucked up like us, because this Backbone.js, it's really old. And we now have Bulbo. We are working in Espo CRM, which is really old. And here, this tool is God for me. In a way, I think of it. I know that this is only statistical shit, but I like him. I really like him. And I'm testing all of them. I hope that I will have time for the browser MCP I told you about yesterday, because for that front-end debugging, if I had it completed, if I completed previously, yesterday we could use it. This is not about that it will provide some magic. This is about one thing and one thing only, and it is the smoothness or the time saving of the flow. Because when I tell him MCP, tell him browse MCP connected. This is my. I will rename it because I stole it due to open source rules. If I tell him, here you get browser MCP and you have access to the to JavaScript debugging console, I will show you what I mean. Go. I have to have Chrome, Canary. I talked about that yesterday. I have Chrome Canary to Chrome be totally independent instance, and it doesn't bother me when he is playing with stuff, and I have regular Chrome for myself, and this is his playground. And I will tell him, go to google.com in browser and run some I have two modes for debugging, because the standard console, yeah, you can see that he navigated to Google. And now let me, and he's starting the this is the unsafe mode, and he started browser MCP, and here we can see console, and I don't know why it's not outputting the console. He can also read the console, but here you can see that he browser debugger get data. Here you can see that he's executing some code. He has a hinting system which is inside the MCP server, and everything is about saving time. It is not about that we can't do it ourselves, but it's copy paste, and he can do it himself. And front end in browser debugging is hell. Writing JavaScript, and the console is hell itself, because there's, in my opinion, nothing better than browser console, but it's not behaving like proper editor like Vim, for example, or Vim, or Lunar Vim. So yeah, you can see it here. This is the other case. Now consult it with Zen 03 about some tips and tricks, how which they banned Entropic. I got Discord group here in Czech Republic, and there is 1,000 people. I'm very happy about it because we are small compared to US or China or wherever. And one guy, Entropic, banned him because he was using Claude for hacking, for crack, probably for hacking, for hack the box or other stuff, and they banned him. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, here you can see that. Oh, invalid API key. Oh shit. This is just for for you to be familiar with what I mean. ZenMCP is consulting it with proper prompt, and I have also this. Okay, 15 minutes. I will not talk anymore too much, but I have a modified ZenMCP. You can find it online on GitHub. ZenMCP GitHub. And I just modified this to this MCP server provide files to consulting AIs and bypassing the context of the Claude. If I'm right, this original one was passing all the contents of all files to Claude and to the other LLM, and this was polluting context. So simple modification, and it wasn't supporting images and so on. And I dropped my keys because I leaked them in GitHub. I didn't remember because currently I'm logged into the pro plan of OpenAI, to pro plan, to max plan of Claude, and of course to pro plan of Gemini. And here in real scenario, he's consulting it. He will say, "Oh, brilliant idea," and that consulting part is great for architectures, debugging, also for him having better insights. And I'm using O3 model, which is cheap and still, in my in my opinion, the best. So little hints. I apologize for telling you that MCP will be done because I have four sons and I need to feed them sometimes. So this is it for today, and tomorrow I will continue.